Working in this industry is my passion. It is my purpose. Jojo Oliveri Maverick. Hi, welcome to this week's edition of J-Curve, the Business of Property Management. I'm Jo Oliveri, and today I want to chat with you about recruiters. They're not playing a nice game with us, and it's about time that us as an industry stood up to them and say, no, we don't need you. So here's my thoughts, and here's what's going on. And I see this hands-on with some of the companies that I consult for because I get involved in the recruiting when they're either replacing team or bringing on team for a new position. So my philosophy in business is always hire green, groom, and grow, because sometimes experience can be not so much of an asset for businesses. So we need someone always who's got the right attitude and adaptitude and wants to reach that high altitude within the industry, within their own career aspirations. And you want to know how far they'll go in your company, because team are not forever. We need to understand that in this industry, that team will come and go, but your business will always be standing. The only constant in your business is you, the business owner. It's your vision, it's your personality, it's your soul, it's your money that goes into that business. So yeah, like I'm a little bit kind of upset about what's going on with recruiters. This has been going on for a long, long time, many, many years, and it's just getting worse. And the only way we can stop it is for us to say, we do not need recruiters. And honestly, you don't need recruiters. I'm going to share a little bit of insight as to what's been going on with recruiters, and I know this firsthand. I'm not making this up. I'm going to share real stories with you. But this all came out of a conversation I had on the weekend, and it kind of just reached a point where I said, I've really got to share my thoughts through my podcast on recruiters. So I was meeting with a business owner on the weekend, and they are now spending around $20,000 per new recruit for their company. They've had about I think it was about 7 or 8 recruits for the year. So they're pushing up to $200,000 on recruiting for the year. I mean, that is absurd. It is absolutely absurd and outrageous and just not necessary. So here's what you need to do. You need to hire out of deliberation and not desperation. You need to be confident and courageous to hire and recruit people who are someone who will go directly to you. Now, I know what I hear when I say that to companies is, hey, Joe, we just do not get applications from anyone for our position. They all come through recruiters. Well, guess why they're doing that? That's because the recruiters are approaching the property managers or other, people with different skills within the industry directly. And they call them their talent pool. And they advise their talent that they must never, ever approach a company directly if they see a position advertised that they think they would like. They have advised the talent to contact the recruiter, and the recruiter will contact the business on their behalf. And the reason why they do that is because they let the property managers or whatever role it is know that they will negotiate the best terms and salary on their behalf. Now, therein lies a problem, because property managers are supposed to be good negotiators. And if they can't negotiate their own terms and salary, we got a problem there. So the way that we can overcome this is for us as an industry to stand up and make sure that we do not accept applicants from recruiters. How do we do this? We place on every recruitment ad that we will not accept applications from recruiters. If you want to apply for this position, you must apply directly. Have the courage in your business, in yourself, that they will come. So hire out of deliberation, not desperation. The other thing is, when you have a team member that leaves, treat it just as if that team member was going on their annual vacation. Now, every person in your company gets annual leave, whether it's 2 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever the case may be, they get their allocated annual leave and they will be away. And when they are away, other team members need to step into their position and take on the responsibility of their role. It's either shared or you might get a temp in. Quite often, it's not necessary to get a temp if your business is structured and run well, but maybe that's another podcast. But just treat it as if that team member is away on their annual vacation time, or they might be away on other leave, and it could be extended leave. So treat it like that. Just breathe and just know, if I am deliberate and intentional in my recruitment marketing, I will attract the right talent for my team. And I'm not going to hire out of desperation, and I'm not going to overpay for this position because I'm so desperate to have someone on the seat. So I see this mistake over and over and over again. So have faith in your advertising, get creative. Ask the people who are applying for the roles to maybe send a video so you can see them, see how they communicate, see how their personality is on camera, their eye contact, their confidence, all of that. I mean, there's so many wonderful ways that we can recruit now. We don't want to recruit because we see someone is very good with another company, because we really don't know what's going on in that company either. So have faith in your own business, in the way that your business will attract the right talent, just like all of these other industries do. The other thing is, team will come and go. You need to build your business on the fact that team are not forever. Some might be for a year, some might be for 5 years, some might have been there since your business started. But the only constant in your business is you. So you need to build your business on the fact that team will come and go. And quite frankly, I think it's good for team to come and go if you've built your business on strong policies and procedures, and you've got very solid, robust practices in place. So back to the recruiting. When you recruit, if someone comes to you through a recruitment agency, have the courage to say, no, we do not accept any applicants through a recruitment agency, and that is quite clearly stated on our advertisement. Those people that want a position in your company, if they really want it, they will go to you directly. And then if they're good, you'll hire them, of course. But I won't go through retention. I kind of like have thoughts on when we're hiring people. But just think of it. You are paying between upwards of $10,000 to $20,000 per recruit. That money should be going into their training, should be going into induction, and induction is ongoing, and it should be going into like one-on-one meetings with them to ensure that they are on track with your company. Or if they've got the wobbles, then why have they got the wobbles with your company, and what do you need to do? Sometimes it is just time to move team along in a very graceful, loving, respectful way. So back to the recruiting, I kind of go off in little tangents. But what I see with the recruiters is they send talent to companies that I know that talent is not who they say they are. I know that that talent has perhaps not been the best person, or has the skills or experience that they're stating, because I've seen the reasons why they have been moved on from other companies or what they've left behind in the other companies. An example of this is one of the companies that I was consulting for, and they hired a property manager through a recruitment company, paying over $15,000 for this property manager who came with glowing remarks from the recruiter. You know, you can't go past this person. So many years in the industry, she's done all of this, and the whole 9 yards of how wonderful this person was. Well, it didn't take long to start to see the cracks in this person. They couldn't formulate sentences, they couldn't spell correctly, they couldn't keep to a schedule, they didn't understand legislation, they kind of faked their way along. And so the mistakes were building up and the disgruntled clients were building up. But what the owner of the business was hearing, all of those happy clients, which maybe was 10%, the ones that she could have this love relationship with, that the owner had this false sense of security in this wonderful, talented person until the cracks started showing. The cracks started showing around the 4-month mark. And by the 6-month mark, they moved this person along. Now, this person who was being paid $75,000 a year, well above what the budget was for their salary when they hired this property manager, was terminated at 3 p.m. on Friday afternoon. The recruitment company was advised because the business owner was really not happy. Well, the recruitment company had placed this property manager with another company, and she started work with them at 10 a.m. the following Monday. So the recruiter knew Friday afternoon this person had gone, contacted a company that was desperate to have a property manager, gave them glowing remarks on this property manager, and she was given a salary $10,000 more than what she was being paid by the agency that terminated her because of all the mistakes she made, the loss of management, the list went on and on. So this is the sort of thing that recruiters do. They knew the reason why she was terminated. They were advised of some of the costs that the company had to pay because of mistakes she'd made at the property, the risks, the liability. They were advised of all of that, but yet she was employed straight away. That's a real concern. She got more money because of the recruiters. And why do the recruiters get more money for the property managers? Because they're paid a commission on the salary that they achieve. So the commission is paid by the business owner, not the talent. The business owner pays the commission to the recruiter based on the salary that is paid to the property manager. Now, another tactic I've seen with the recruiters is 6 months, around that 6-month mark, after being placed with a company, they contact the talent to ask them how they're feeling in their role and if they're enjoying their role. And then they will throw in the curveball. Well, we've got someone who's looking for talent like you, and they're prepared to pay $10,000 a year more. Would you be interested in that role? Well, what are they going to say? Of course, they're going to say yes. So, hence, the recruiter sends that talent that, this business owner has paid a lot of money for onto someone else. And they're going to get even more commission 6 months later after first placing this talent. Now, they move it along, and then the company that they originally placed is in need of new talent. They've got a place to fill, a position to fill. So the recruiter contacts them, and of course, they've got talent ready to go, but wants more salary because salaries have gone up. And hence, we are in these chains that are restraining us with the recruiters. They've got us. They've absolutely got us. So as an industry, we've got to stand up and say, no more recruiters. Recruiters are great for very high senior level positions, not for day-to-day operations in a property management company. And that includes property managers. It's day-to-day operations. Very easy to recruit if we shut down the recruiters. And if you're a recruiter out there listening to me and you want to, take me up on this, please. I'm quite happy to get you on J-Curve and chat about this. Chat about all the tactics that I've seen so the industry can see we have got this. We can recruit people ourselves. We can hire green, groom, and grow. And when we hire green, our salary is going to be far less. We can put more money into training and, really escalating their careers, protecting our brand. And, like that money we save, sometimes we can actually hire two people as we hire green, groom, and grow. So there's a lot there about recruiters. And I don't want to, be mean about recruiters or harsh. There is a place for them, just not in property management in our day-to-day jobs. And the only way we can stop it is us. So make sure when you advertise positions that you clearly state on there that you will only accept applications direct from the person applying, no recruiters. Okay. So the other thing is when a person leaves a position, you don't necessarily need to replace them with the same role that they were in. So an example of this is because technology is just, amazing for property management now. And we've got to get greater efficiency because the cost of business is going through the roof. And unfortunately, fees are going backwards, and we'll talk more about that on J-Curve. But with the fees going backwards, then we can't afford to pay property managers the salaries that the recruiters have pushed the salaries to. So we're going to take control here. And just because a person leaves a role, it doesn't mean that we need a person to replace that role who's got the same skills. Now, an example of this is because of technology and also offshoring, we are able to push around 60% of what a property manager typically does to an offshore assistant, and also with the use of things like workflows and other technology. The maintenance like Vendoroo is amazing. Inspection Express. You should be able to reduce a property manager's workload by around 60%. So what that means is just because a property manager leaves doesn't mean you need a property manager. You can actually start combining portfolios to a big portfolio and bring in someone green, groom, and grow. There's all sorts of things that you can do to save that money. Just don't pay recruiters. Invest the money on your team, and remember, you're the only constant in your business. And hey, there's quite a few people out there who are property management business coaches and consultants like myself. Invest some money in us because we will save you money. We know how to make your business effective and profitable, and a business where owners want their properties managed. That's it from me for J-Curve for this podcast. Please reach out to me. I know this is a little bit controversial, and what I'm saying is I want you to have the courage to just recruit yourself. But yeah, I'll see you on the next J-Curve podcast. Thanks for tuning in to J-Curve, where we spotlight the journey of growing and thriving in property management business. Reach out and be part of the J-Curve community. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and hit subscribe so you never miss out. Let's grow together on J-Curve. See you in the next one.